Return, peachy return.
Let's talk about real life issues, love and relationships. Let's have a good time with the missus. Let's talk about celebrities. Let's talk about caring events. Let's talk about things you don't see on regular TV. So join in on Tea Time. Peachy Tea Time. Tune in on Peachy Tea Time. Peachy Tea Time. Come join us on Peachy Tea Time. Peachy Tea Time. Join us on Peachy Tea Time. Peachy Tea Time. Yeah.
In order for y'all to do what God is calling y'all to do, to take y'all platform for it to plateau and it can go to levels that you never seen, don't best believe it's gonna come with devils.
You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. You know, I don't want them to be like they know what I'm gonna say because it's polite. But I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody gonna clean it up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And when I was wrong, you still bless me. And when I'm alone, God's love will cradle me. The things I've been through, I won't need any more. No, it's time to make a change, and never will I ever be the same. Lord, exit us, and leave me out. Oh yeah. Exit us, and bring me out. I know that you're tired of me doing things my own way. Oh yes, you are. When you speak, I move. When you speak, I listen. Carry me so far away. Your will, I will obey.
Hey, it's your girl, the Missus, baby. The Missus with the kisses. How are you all tonight? What's good in your city, baby? What's good in your city? Okay. I hope everybody is doing well tonight. It is Wednesday night, one of my favorite nights, which is Peachy News Edition. One of my favorite editions. Y'all already know if y'all been watching me. So thank y'all so much for joining. I did forget to start sharing. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. So when Jason come up, don't even worry. He in the building. Jason is in the building, baby. He is in the building, okay? And when Jason come up, y'all gonna see me looking down like this, but that's because I'm sharing, okay? So I hope y'all like that song. That was my brother. Shout out to Corey. Corey will be coming on the show really soon, hopefully. He'll be back on the show. So he will be able to see all y'all comments and the chat about his song and how much y'all like the song. All of that. Okay, all of that. Mama Peach said, hey, she watching. Now, Mama Peach is not watching on Roku TV right now, but y'all can. Okay? Y'all can. And let me bring up Jason. so Jason can let y'all know how y'all can be watching on Roku TV, baby. Here he is.
Yeah.
Hey.
What up, though? Welcome in, guys.
My New York buddy.
You already know we outside. You say we outside. We outside. You hear me? Shout out to the gang, man. I see everybody in the building. Mama Murray in the building. What's good with you? I see Mama Peach, rather. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get one of them right. I'm going to call you either one. Either way, welcome in. Guys, this Wednesday, we here at Peachy Tea Time, the news edition, family edition as well. So tapped in. Make sure that you guys are hitting that like button, hitting that share button, hitting the screen, tapping the screen, whatever it requests for you to do. Make sure you hit them all. But if you're over on Facebook, hit the like, the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, and the bell notification. That way you don't miss us and you know exactly what's going on. And then also share this to a bunch of friends, man. Let them know what's going on. We have a really an amazing story to talk about today. So make sure that you stay tapped in for that. Now, to anybody that want to explore outside of that, here's your opportunity. Guys, we are up on Roku. That's right. So you go search for Roku, go to your Roku TV, go to the search engine and type in Peachy Tea Time. And that's time spelled with a Y. So TYME. Then pull us up. And you know what? We live right now. So get us up off your 6-inch phone, 6-inch screen, and go ahead and put us on your 55.
Tell me no harm.
Right. Put us on your 75. Get us linked up on there. You already know the vibes. You feel me? We got Joe Set just walking in the building. We got BG in the building. What up, though? Make sure you guys are definitely doing that. Again, if you guys haven't seen it, it's going to be going live everywhere or being shared even more so. We are doing a GoFundMe for the Peachy Tea Time movement that is going to New York. We do need your assistance. Go ahead and drop that down. Make sure that you guys tap in with that. It is essential that you guys help us out, man. We're trying to make sure that we network with the top of the top, the tiers of the tiers, and we're amongst those people. So this is our greatest opportunity to do so. Again, it is available out there. Go to Peachy Tea Time and share that up. I'm gonna be transparent with y'all right now. I'm good at talking about it, but my social media game is very weak. I haven't shared it. I apologize, but y'all know where to find it nonetheless. So if y'all hear me and y'all in search and y'all trying to like, you know what, I'm gonna help you out, Big. I'm gonna help you out, Jason. I'm gonna help you out, Tanel. I'm gonna help you out, Peachy. Here's your opportunity to do so. Go to Tanel, go to Peachy Tea Time, and you can see it. It's gonna be right there. Shared out there for you guys to get it. It's a GoFundMe for Peachy Tea Time. If you want to go to the extent of going to GoFundMe, the website, GoFundMe.com, and then search in Peachy Tea Time, you can do that too. You know what I'm saying?
You sure can.
I know they can. I know they can. You hear me?
And I'm gonna show them what it looked like. I'm so glad that
so
talking.
Go ahead and support us. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and support us. Help us in this crusade, in this journey that we are embarking on. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for everything that you send, anything from $1 and up. But you know what you also can do? You can share this. Share this to about 4, 5, 10 friends, 20, 30, 100 friends, and let them know that, you got some good people doing some good things out here, out in this community. Now, when I speak about community, guys, guess what we are also doing? We're giving back to the families, and we're doing front lawn celebrations for all family members that have lost someone due to crime, police brutality, whatever that really looks like. We're helping a family out and giving them a welcome home, or not a welcome home, but like right, that's a welcome home, right? But
celebration. Now he's talking about it's a memorial.
A memorial. It's still a celebration in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Because you're celebrating that loved one. Yep. It is. It's giving love and a voice, and also the memorial and the visual of the celebratory life that person did live, and how impactful they were to that family and the community that was around them. So we're doing a bunch of great things, and we love that you guys continue to support us in all of it. So, hi, and what up, though?
Hi, and what up, though? All right, y'all. We have a family here, which is a mother. Let me take this down. Now, y'all go ahead and donate. Now, we've been bringing it down. It ain't even about this tonight. It ain't even about this tonight. But
we always
gotta make sure we show on every show till we go. WYKETIA, sorry, girl. Sorry, WYKETIA, if you want me to cut that out, I cut it out. I cut it out, girl. But it is a must. We have to show it. Now, let me add this too. Some people don't want to send nothing and GoFundMe. So they don't want their name shown and they don't want it to show how much. So there are people that has been Cash Apping me, Zelling me, using my address to send me money. So we are very, very, very thankful. Very thankful.
Discreet as well. Discreet as well.
Praised. Yes. And I want y'all to know, it's going to be more. This ain't the only time. This ain't the last time. Because we got things we have to do in our community. We ain't trying to just do memorials only. And the next set of memorials is here in Georgia for 3 families. 3 families. For September, October, and November. So we will be announcing the first family next month. I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited. But at the same time, we need funds. We need funds. We need grants. We need sponsors. We need advertisements.
All of it. Just so that we can give back to y'all. Not so that we can go and buy us some cars. We don't do Wait, buy what?
Cars.
Okay.
WYKETIA, I see you down there. You just down there cracking. Oh, head went down there.
Wait, what are we?
WYKETIA, I can still see you, girl.
I've never bought a car in my life. I bought a car. I bought cars or automobile. But a car? I'm sorry.
Sometimes when I get to going, I get to going. But we is not trying to buy no cars. We is not trying to buy no houses.
No jury,
now we
no
are
nothing.
trying to buy some houses. Now we are trying to buy some houses
Oh,
to
man.
help these victims,
Oof.
the crime victims, kids.
Exactly. The kids. Exactly.
The kids.
100%.
The one that's
Yes.
18, 19, 20, 21.
Yes.
You
Get them
know,
fully
They
established.
ain't got
right?
nowhere to go.
Mhm.
The family's acting crazy, acting funny. Now you can't come over here. Okay, come to PEACHY time. We'll
We
put
got
you up.
you.
We got a whole plan. We ain't got time for all that. It's about WYKETIA tonight and Jarell Adams. That's what it's about tonight. Okay,
Yes, it
that's what
is.
it's about tonight. But we will have a meeting with PEACHY time.
Not about ties.
First, we gonna have a meeting with the board. Okay, with my board. I got a board. We'll have a meeting with them first. Then we're gonna come back and have a meeting with PEACHY time. So don't even worry about it, y'all. I got y'all. Okay. Now I had to get that out the way. Hey, Jose. She says stars. And you ain't heard it that way either, Jason. I know. Jason, all I was stars.
Where's my R's at? Where's the R's?
All right, y'all. We are about to bring up our next guest. Our guest. I am so honored to have this lady here tonight. Very honored. I met her at the gala. What gala am I talking about? When I went and did the speech, the Easter speech.
TKO.
The TKO. Hey,
TKO.
Ray and Gary. But yeah, when I went and did my speech, and I met her there, we took pictures together. And actually, that's what she said when she came up to me, Jason. She said, "Can we take a picture together?" I was like, "Oh, shoot!"
I love it. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Boo, yes, we can. And we took pictures together. Wendell, shout out to Wendell. He took professional pictures of us together just as well. But we discussed about her coming on the show. When we left, I did not exchange phone numbers with her. But she did get my QR code. And, usually once you leave somebody, you just hope that they call and reach out. But you don't know if they're going to forget once they leave out the door. And when I tell you, when she reached out to me, I was so, so happy and so honored because now that I know the story, she got a story to tell.
Can't wait to hear.
I explained to Jason that she's never been on a platform before. She did not go on any press conferences. She didn't talk to the news. None of that. None of that. And when she met me, for God to lay it on her spirit and on her heart to come on here on Peachy Tea Time and tell her son's story, I'm just totally, totally floored and honored. All right, so let's not leave her down there any further. We are going to bring her up. Welcome to Peachy Tea Time, the mother of Jarell Adams, to Peachy News Edition. Hi.
Hello. What up, though?
WYKETIA is in the building, baby. She is in the building. Well, I want to first say thank you so much. I am totally honored to have you here tonight. I know you was a little nervous, but don't even worry about it, girl. We got you. Me and Jason is up here. We is all you see. Really. Literally. Okay. We is all you see. So if you want to act like they ain't watching, girl, feel free to do so. But me and WYKETIA did talk about this earlier today. If you do have any questions, she is willing to take questions in the chat. Only thing that we ask is that you all be respectful. Think with an open mind. And at the end of the day, she still is a mother that's still healing, still grieves sometimes, from time to time, probably every day, but she's making those steps. She's doing great. After what I heard from her today, I'm so proud of her and thankful to God, because I'm sure that's the only person that got her to where she's at right now.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that's the only person. So again, WYKETIA, welcome to Peachy Tea Time. Yes. So WYKETIA, tell us, let's start a little differently. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's start with that. Yourself, your children. Let us know a little bit about WYKETIA.
Okay, well, I am WYKETIA McPherson. I am a mother of 6 boys. That's including Jarell. I've been married for 23 years.
Girl, hold on. 23 years, baby.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
23 years. 23
Congratulations.
years.
Congratulations.
Yes. That's it. That's enough right there. Yes.
Yes. And you said you had 6 boys.
6 boys. All boys.
No girls.
No girls. And I wouldn't change it for nothing.
Oh,
right. Real boy mom. Right.
Yes, I
real
am.
Boy mom. Exactly.
Yes.
Now, what do your boys do? Now, you got 6 of them now.
Yes.
6 boys.
Yes.
Please tell us, did they go to school? Did they finish school? Now, I know a lot of these questions that I'm going to ask, okay? But these are questions that I'm sure the people that's watching, my Peaches and Mr. Peaches, and everybody that's out there new, welcome, y'all. Tell us a little bit. I'm inspired by you. I am totally inspired by you. 6 boys. Please tell us about your babies. Please.
Okay, I will. Okay, my oldest, he's a professional trainer. He trains kids in basketball. I have one that is a free agent with the NFL. I have one that is a chef, a personal chef. I have one that is a real estate agent. And my baby boy is in college playing football, trying to follow his big brother footsteps and, try to get inside the NFL as well.
Girl, I got to ask you to pause for a second. Wow.
Love it.
We do not see too much of this. Okay, let's make that clear. We don't see this a lot. To have a husband and wife together, 23 years, raised 6 boys. Every last one of them graduated, including Jarell.
Yes.
Every last one of them went to college, including Jarell.
Yes.
So, girl, I got to applaud you one more time.
I said, yes.
You know?
And Peach,
If my clothes was matching, I'll stand up and give you a round of applause.
And Peach, just to mention that we raised our boys on the west side of Atlanta in Adamsville. And for those who don't know, that is, quote, the hood.
I was gonna say,
That's
that's
where
tough.
we raised all of our boys. And to this day, I have boys that gives back to that community. They never forgot where they came from. Even
Blessings,
Jarell
blessings.
did.
Ashe.
I got you. Now, how important was church in your household? Did y'all go to church a lot? Like, we're trying to figure out how y'all got 6 good
Where the
boys.
structure came from. Right? Where the structure come from.
Well, I'm just gonna, give you a little brief, where it came from. It came from how I grew up, and my husband grew up totally different from me. My husband is from Jersey. He grew up in a 3-storage home with a 3-car garage. I grew up in the hood in Etheridge, here in Atlanta on the west side, and I was determined that my boys were going to graduate from high school. My boys were going to go to college. They were going to do something with their lives. They were going to be productive citizens here on this earth. And that's what me and my husband focused on, and that's what we did with our boys.
Ashe, blessings.
That's so awesome.
Love it. I love it.
I got you. My hand. The Lord keep guiding my hand to the applaud button, okay? Because this is just awesome. When I talked to you earlier today, and you told me all of this, I was like, she really made it. She really made it. That's how I was looking at it. I'm like, she really made it. She beat the statistics and what society says, literally just by having 6 boys and still being married. You beat it right there. Okay. Then you didn't have problems with your boys like that.
No.
Tell us about that. You didn't have no problem. I'm talking about growing up all the way to 18 years old. Because at 18, you fly. So at 18 years old, did you have any type of issues?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. You know how kids are. They will go out here in this world and do things, and we wouldn't even know about it. I found out a lot of things that my kids have done, and they have done things as kids that, we all have done growing up as kids. And now they tell me these things. But back then, I didn't think my kids was out, in the streets throwing eggs at the bus, the MARTA bus coming by, or,
yeah.
Boys,
That part.
riding their bikes way down the street, playing in the creeks and all that type of stuff. But my boys never got into trouble growing up. Never got in trouble. I never had the cops to come to my house. The only thing my kids would do, some of them would cut school, then the school is calling,
Typical stuff.
Yes, typical stuff. But I'm being honest, they never really got into trouble at all. They enjoyed
I love
school.
that.
They enjoyed school. They enjoyed sports. My husband, he was the one that mainly, dealt with the boys when it came to sports. I was more of the disciplinary in the house, and he was more, mild and settled and dealt with the boys with their sports and things. But I'm being honest, they didn't get into any trouble. They didn't.
And what's the age range? Now I'm trying to set these folks up by letting them know what's good. This is some real shit. Explicit language, and allegedly. This is real deal, y'all. We're not just telling y'all all this stuff just to be telling y'all. Well, we are, because you can learn something. But
it is.
WYKETIA got a story to tell tonight. Okay? Yes. She has not told this story to nobody. No. She has a true story to tell. So I really need y'all to stick around and listen to this story. This is a blessing at the same time that y'all finna receive, because this is awareness at its fullest. Okay, now everybody's out here, they for you tonight. You got your family in here, friends in here, so let's continue on, because baby, you deserve your flowers. You deserve your flowers.
The whole garden. The whole garden.
The whole garden. Jason just said the whole garden. You get it all. So your husband was more of the person that would go and play the sports with them and all of that, teach them how to be a man.
Yes.
And you did some of the disciplinary, and you was also an at-home mom.
Yes, I was a stay-at-home mom. I was just blessed to be able to do that with my kids. I served on the PTA board at my kids' school for 12 years. So I was there with my kids, and that really does make a difference, you know, in these schools. When the parents are there, it really, you know, makes a difference with the kids. So I was there up until middle school. Middle school, they didn't want me there, you know. High school, most definitely.
That's a no-go.
Limits.
That's a no-go.
So during their elementary school years, I was there with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was there with my boys. And my oldest is 32. I have one that is 30. I have one that is 28. Not 30, yeah, 28. Jarell would have been 26 this year. Brian, he's 24. Then my baby boy is 20.
You literally went 2 to 4 years for each child. Like, all right,
I was going every 2 years.
That's smart. It was rough probably getting them going once everybody's from 12 to 0. But like, that's nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I have 3 girls, you know what I'm saying? And mine are kind of sporadic, but they're all in that range. So I get it. I understand.
Oh yeah. And you know what? I'm gonna say it wasn't hard, nor was it easy raising these boys.
Sure enough.
You know, we just did what we had to do and did our best. I can't say that we did our best with our boys. And sometimes, you know, things switch around. You know, absolutely. It happens.
Can you sit here and say that you're proud of you and your husband?
Oh yes.
On how you guys are. Say it again,
yes.
girl.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand the work that y'all put in.
Yes. When I leave this earth and I meet Jesus, he's gonna tell me, "Well done," with them kids.
You better say it. Shout out to God. Shout out to
God.
Yeah, right. That's something that we all want to hear. At the end of the day, that's something we all want to hear. Yeah. John Dale said, "I take my hat off to you, my dear. I take my hat off to you." Yeah. Now, was your boys close as far as bonding wise?
Okay, the 2 oldest, they were very close, and then Jarell, and it was like 2-2-2. You know, the 2 oldest was the closest. Jarell and Jamal was close, and then the other 2, the baby boys, they were close. Now, of course, the older boys used to, you know, bully the younger kids or whatever. They had this little, you know, sibling rivalry or whatever, but they, for the most part, they were pretty close. They played together. They hung out together. They were pretty close.
Okay. And you know, back where we come from, Jason and WYKETIA, because WYKETIA said she came from the hood too. Yeah. So where we came from, we call that, we don't call it bullying, we calling it roughing them up.
That's it. That's it. Getting them ready. Yep.
Getting them ready for this world. That's what they was doing.
Yeah.
You know? I'm sure you had to step in sometimes, but I'm sure at other times you was like, okay, let me sit back. They just being boys, and they're
Yes.
Now, did they take up for each other a lot?
Yes, they did. They took up for each other. But my boys, anyone that knew my boys, they were fair. if you're wrong, you're wrong. They were fair. And I tell people they get it from me. And sometimes I hate some of the things that they have. They got it from me because people will take advantage of my boys. My boys are not, you know, they don't go out and bother people, you know. They are very loving and caring people. And they get that from me because I get it from my mom or whatever. But they were good boys. They are good boys.
Now you sent me a picture. And you didn't tell me if they were all your boys or not.
Okay.
So I want to show that picture, and I want you to let me know if they were all your boys.
Okay.
This picture right here.
Oh yes, that's when they were young.
Okay. So this was all your. These are the 6 boys. Yep, 3 and 3, 3 and 3.
Yes, they were my
Some
boys.
got on white shirts, some got on black shirts.
Yes.
You have handsome boys.
Thank you.
And they look smart as hell too. They look very smart. Very smart and well mannered and very respectful.
Thank you.
Did I hit it right?
You did. Thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Now, tonight, you all, we don't have any news clips tonight. We don't have any at all because, once again, WYKETIA refused to talk to anybody. And the reason why she refused to talk to anybody, and if I'm wrong, WYKETIA, please stop me. Excuse me. But the reason why she didn't want to talk to anybody is because she didn't want anybody to judge her on Jarell. She named all 5 children and what they're doing right now. Jarell took another path.
Yes. Yeah.
Not in high school, not in junior high, not in the senior year. After he got grown, after he left, he went on another path.
Yes.
And the story that WYKETIA told me today, after you guys heard about her life, his life growing up, now it's time to take it to another level.
Yes.
Did I say that right, WYKETIA?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I want to make sure. You're welcome. Again, you all, if you want to ask questions in the chat, please do so. But at the same time, please remember to be respectful. Think about your question before you write it in, because if you write something and I don't like it, I will not be posting it up. Y'all know how I am. Because, again, it's an honor to have WYKETIA here. And she's also here to help continue on with her healing. She's healed. She's just continuing on with it. She's now able to come out and speak on it. So that goes to show you all that she has passed some sort of level of healing. So, with that being said, WYKETIA, let's go ahead and get started. Okay.
Yes.
Let's get with Jarell. Jarell was a good dude, as from what you told us. You know, again, he just took the wrong path. So let's start from when he left home and went off to college.
Okay.
Let's start there.
Well, Jarell had became rebellious. He felt as though that he needed to be out in this world. I would say that Jarell got caught up in this world. He loved the fame. He loved the money. He loved to be around quote unquote important people, you know. He loved the rap scene. He loved that. But like I said before, Jarell was a good kid. He was a respectable kid. You know, Jarell had dreams and aspirations as well. Jarell, it got to the point where I put Jarell out because I could not allow the disrespect that he was, you know, giving towards me and my husband. I had 2 other kids in the home. At this time, Jarell is an adult right now. I've done what I'm supposed to do with him. So you're an adult. You go on out here into this world, and this world is going to teach you a lesson. You know, I am your mother, and I'm not going to tell you anything wrong. And he got caught up in this world. The story goes, and the reason why, like you said, I didn't want to go to the media, because I knew they were going to pull up my son's record. I knew that. And I didn't want to be judged, because people are cruel. You know, I did what I supposed to have did for my boys. You know, when they get grown, that's on them. They're responsible for any action, whatever they do in life. They're responsible for that. But I still had that fear in me that I didn't want nobody to judge me nor my kid, because they don't know. They don't know my son. And for those who do know, they know the truth. That, you know, Brian and WYKETIA raised them boys. They raised them boys. But my son went out here after I put him out, and I guess he felt as though he had been the lost child, you know, the lonely child. And no one was catering to Jarell. You know, his brothers and them, they had that tough skin. They talked to him, you know.
How old was Jarell at this time? I'm sorry to cut you off. How old was he at this time when you put him out?
Jarell was 19 years old. He had just graduated.
Okay.
He had just graduated. And we get a call from the school. One of the resource officers that was working the case called the school and asked one of the teachers, did they recognize these kids? And they recognized my son and this other kid, that they went out and robbed a Georgia Tech student. They took his watch, and he caught a felony for robbing a Georgia Tech student for a watch.
Wow.
A watch. And he was charged with what they call it, strong arm robbery. So that's a felon. That's a felon.
A watch?
A watch. A watch. He took a watch from this kid. Maybe they thought he had money or whatever, but they didn't get any money, but they took his watch. And he caught a felony charge. So now you are in the system, you're a felon. This is what my son was doing out here in these streets. When it happened, I was hurt. I was hurt because after all we have done, you know, to protect our kids and to raise our kids, you go out here and do something stupid like this. And Peaches, I'm just going to be honest. Peachy, I'm going to be honest with you. I am that type of mother where if you go out here and do something stupid, foolish, or hurt anybody, they come knocking at my door, I am going to turn you in. I'm not that mother that's going to take up for you.
Yes.
I'm not that mother. And I told my boys that a long time ago, if you go out here and do something to somebody or hurt anybody, they come to my house, I'm turning you in. Jarell remembered that.
That's right.
He remembered that. Jarell didn't call me for a week after he robbed this person and they're looking for him. He didn't call me for a week. When he finally met a stranger on the street and told the stranger to call my mom, I'm ready to turn myself in.
So did they kick him out of school?
He was out of school.
Oh, he was already out of college. He was out.
No, he was out of high school.
Okay, he was out of high school.
He was out of high school. Yes.
And so did he like run away?
No, I put him out.
You had put him out. He had to figure out where he was gonna do what.
Yes.
Okay, you were serious about this.
Yes.
Okay.
I was serious. I had gotten to that point where, you know, sometimes as parents, you have to let go. Mm-hmm. You know, I was fighting a battle that I shouldn't even been trying to fight. It wasn't for me. Mm-hmm. So I let him go. It hurt, but I had to let him go. And I wouldn't change anything I would not change anything. I don't regret anything. You know, this happened to my son. It happened. It happened.
Now, was he the middle, more so less like the youngest of the oldest, but the oldest of the youngest?
The middle. He was in the middle.
He was
And
in the
he's
middle.
always felt as though he was
Mhm.
like that middle child, you know, and no one, you know, really cared or anything, you know. He was the one who would had to get more disciplined than the other ones, you know, and maybe he did it out of wanting attention. I don't know. But we were able to control it. We was able to control it.
Okay. Okay. Now, so after the incident that you just explained, he got the felony, caught the felony, and he had the man call. He wanted to use the phone to call. So what happened after that?
I'm sorry, you were breaking up. Say that again.
I'm sorry. So after he got the man's phone to call home, what happened after that?
I went to this stranger home and we had a conversation, me and my son, and we called the Georgia Tech Police Department and they came and picked my son up. He surrendered. Yeah, he surrendered.
Which is right. You gotta do what's right.
That's right.
No matter if the outcome is a negative outcome, something you don't like, you always have to do what's right.
That's right. And he did it. So from then on, Jarell was on probation, you know. Jarell was a model. He did model. He did work. He did go to college. He did not graduate from college, but he did go to college. Like I said, he worked, he modeled. Jarell tried, but it got too deep for him. He got too deep into the streets. And my son.
So as he was modeling, he started meeting celebrities and stuff in the process, or?
No, Jarell was the type of person that he just meet people. I don't know. He can just go anywhere and he will meet people. And I mean, it's like, how you end up with this person? You know, he just be at places, I guess, at the right time. I don't know. And he's very verbal. He gonna talk to you. He's a people person. He was very smart, you know. And I don't know. He was that kid. Wow. He was that kid. Wow. And I have a couple of them like that, and I have some that are, you know, they stay back. They're not into that. Okay. So walk us through some more. So after the whole probation and everything, did he do any jail time? He did do some jail time. I think it was like 6 months, and my son ended up at the jail here in Fulton County. It's called Fulton County Jail, which is a rough, tough jail. And right now they have so much stuff. And then to me, he was just a kid, you know. And it hurt me so bad that my son was in this jail, you know. Anything can happen, you know, because my kids wasn't fighters, you know, like toughness, go out there and bother people and fight. So I was worried, you know, he can't fight. They're going to beat my child up in there. He's with grown men, you know, and he got out and he was doing well. And then all of a sudden, back in those streets, and he wasn't going to his probation officer, reporting or nothing like that. So when you don't do that, they put a warrant out for you.
Yep.
They do.
Yeah, they put a warrant out for you. So they suspended his license. So he was starting getting like petty little charges, you know, running from the police because you're not supposed to be driving. You know this. You're not reporting. So when the cops get behind you, you're running. You know, they'll catch him a couple of times, and I don't know, my husband works for public safety. So my husband be at work and see our child name locked up. Like,
wow.
Yes. Like, my kid is locked up down there. You know, we didn't even know, but he some reason he would get out fast enough. Well, they run his name and they wouldn't be able to, put him back in jail for a couple, because he's out, He had people who would get him out, but I don't know, but yeah.
Slippery slope. And again, take your time. We thank you for sharing with us. We know this isn't the easiest thing, revisiting these memories, revisiting the image that you have, because we know that's your baby, right? That's a tough space. So it's always a good light in your mind. It's like, this is my baby, right? So thank you again. Take your time. I would think, like, just given the insight, man, of a middle child, I feel like it was an internal fight to like gain his space in this world of yours, right? Or of the family, right? And it's I gotta prove myself. Everyone's doing extremely well, and I'm still not hitting my groove yet when it comes to what I'm supposed to be doing out here. And I can see that, when you're explaining this, I go, man, I just see a young man trying to be a man amongst other men that's in his family, and give a good name for himself. But when the glitz and glam get a hold of you in these streets, man, it sure take over. It take over, and you want to be a part of it.
It's a stronghold. It's a
stronghold. WYKETIA, you mentioned to me that he would feel sometimes that you would compare him.
Yes, and I did. I did compare him to his brothers. And he told me, will you please stop comparing me to my brothers? I am not them. Let me be me. And I stopped. Like I said, I did do that.
Now, what type of, just give us like a couple for somebody that's out here and they probably sitting there like, my child be telling me the same thing. What type of comparison that that you was doing that was a comparison? Just a couple of them.
Okay, for instance, I would say little things like, you see your brothers them out here? They're not out here with this foolishness. What is wrong with you? We didn't raise you like this. Why you can't be like so-and-so and so-and-so? Why you can't go to school and stay in school and, achieve these things like so-and-so, so-and-so? Why you're not in sports with the boys? Like, those type of things. I would do that. I would.
Do you feel like that's something that you wish you wouldn't have done, or you don't think that there's anything wrong with what you did?
I'm not going to say I don't think anything that it was wrong, and I'm not going to say I did it. It was done. I'm not going to. I did it because this is something that I wanted for my kids. I wanted better for my kids. I didn't want my kids to be the ones that's standing on the corner, not doing anything. So I stayed on my boys. I grilled in my boys. So, I can't say I wished I would have never said it. No, I said it.
That's all right.
And I don't see anything wrong with it, because we all, even the people that come from a two-parent household, like your boys did, we all feel like a young boy, a young man need to have some type of example.
That's right.
Some type of hero, someone that they can look up to and say, yes, I want to be just like him. So if you want to be just like him, why you doing this over here? Why you doing that over there? So I get it. Like I told you, WYKETIA, we're going to ask some of these questions that maybe somebody else out there want to know. You know what I'm saying? But I totally understand. You had 6 boys. All of them is not the same person.
No, they're not.
They all came from mom and dad, but they all are different in their own way.
Yes.
I'm
all
sure.
different, all 6 different personalities. So I had to treat them. You have parents say, I love my kids the same. I disagree with that. I have 6 boys. They all have different personalities. So to me, I have to deal with them separately. I can't say I love all of them the same. I love my kids.
Right.
Dearly, but they're all different. Each one of them are different.
I have to love you different.
Yes.
Like the way I give love to this one, I can't give to the other one because they don't respond to it well.
That's
Right.
right. That's
And
right.
I think you're definitely doing an amazing job. I can appreciate the stern, not even necessarily stern. I would say the strong foundation building that you apply to your family, right? And I love how you set a foundation for them along with your husband. Y'all did a really good job. And sometimes the foundation wasn't broke, it might have been cracked, and he tried to forge his
Yes.
own way,
Yes.
which isn't it's not a bad thing.
No.
You know, it's
No.
not. And we want to celebrate the independence and the ability to want to go out and be your own identity, even if it's a
Yes.
part of a family. But
Right.
sometimes, you know, that energy just get grasped when you're trying to look for the identity instead of building the identity. You know, when you're looking for it and you're trying to find other people that look like you or sound like you and act like you fall into a space that you end up looking like them, acting like them, and it sometimes don't match out from what you was raised with. Because then I feel like you looked at them like, we don't act like this. You see what we do over here.
That's right.
And you're like, what you mean? I'm doing what we do
Right.
in my
Right.
eyes.
Yeah.
And I love the transparency that you give it, and it's just allowing me to know, while I wasn't a part of a huge family like that, I had that same kind of thing because I was the baby of my family. However, I was 10 years separated from my sister, which is she's the middle. So I can see the separation, especially with the age range. If he needed to look to someone like his older brother, they're almost 8 years apart.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean? And
Yes.
then the youngest one, where he has to be the person to him, he's 6 years older than him. Like there's
Yes.
no real connectivity. Where then the middle two probably are closer because they're 4 years apart, right?
Right.
So it's like he
Right.
has no ability to connect with no one except for exterior people. It's interesting that you did this. I thank you again. This is
Yes.
I love the
I
light
am-
that you
I am
speak and put on
glad
your
you-
family.
I'm glad you put it that way.
All right.
Oh yes.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank
Exactly.
you.
You're welcome.
We have had some shows these past couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other shows that me and Jason did recently, a family member killed 3 of his cousins.
I saw that.
You saw that, you know. So these are different type of stories that we bring in to Peachy Tea Time. Now, let's go ahead and get into the meat of everything. Okay. Let us know. Let's start from the beginning. That morning of the incident. Okay.
Okay.
Now, at this time, you have been through a lot with Jarell.
Mm-hmm.
Jarell was not living with you
No.
at the time. I don't know if y'all understand this, but at this time, and tell me if I'm wrong, WYKETIA. At this time, WYKETIA is like, Lord, please don't call at 3 o'clock in the morning
Mm-hmm.
and tell me something happened to my son.
Mm-hmm.
Please, Lord. Please don't let me wake up in the morning and something on the news that didn't happen to my son. Like, he was spiraling out of control at this time. We're not going to go into it all the way, but drugs played a part just as well in his life. But at the end of the day, he was a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
He was a good dude. He wasn't out here trying to murder nobody. He wasn't out here cussing folks out unless you did something to him, probably.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but he wasn't out here starting stuff or nothing like that.
Yes.
But he took the wrong path, got involved with other people, and drugs played a part. Did he have any children?
Yes, he has a 5-year-old son. Yes.
A 5-year-old son.
Jarell was not a part of any game.
Any game.
No
Glad
game.
to hear that.
Exactly.
No game.
Exactly.
I didn't. Where do you want me to start?
Let's start with the morning that everything occurred.
Okay. It happened.
No. I just thought about our conversation. Let's go back a little bit.
Okay.
Let's go back. Tell us about. You don't have to mention any names, but let's start with his friends, his so-called friends. You know, friends is the thing of 2023. We don't know who friends and who ain't friends.
That's
Man,
We done seen so many stories on PGT Time.
don't know
Their
who.
friends went somewhere with their friend, and some of them didn't make it back home.
That part.
That's right.
This is almost similar to one of those stories.
Yes.
So let's start back there. Let's go back there.
Okay. Like I said, I was there at the schools with my boys when they was in elementary school, and I knew just about every kid in that school. Mm-hmm. Now, this kid that murdered my son lived in the same neighborhood, just right behind our home. And I didn't know this kid, but my children knew these kids. They played together and everything. They ended up going to middle school together. They went to high school together. They even traveled together and stayed in the same hotel room when they went to see President Obama. They just chose a group of boys, and my son and these boys were selected.
Get the girl.
Yeah, so they knew each other, you know, but they kind of departed once they got older, you know.
Okay.
One of the kids did not graduate from school. One did, and Jarell did graduate, but they knew each other. They knew each other. So that morning, October the 6th, 2021, Jason and Peachy, I woke up that morning and I was just feeling like I don't want to work no more. I don't want to work anymore. I want to spend time with my family. You know, I am a family person. I love my family and I like time. During that time, I was working a lot. I was working 6 days a week, and I was from 10 to 6. Sometimes I didn't get home till after 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And I was just getting disgusted. That morning I woke up, I was just like, you know, like disgusted with working. I went into work that morning at 10, and I'm open, I'm upset, I'm tired of working, I can't live like this. And all of a sudden, a voice spoke to me, it won't be long. And I kind of cheered up. I got out of that funk mood. I cheered up. And I sat there. The day had went on by. I was sitting there, and a gush of wind just came right by me. It was so strong and forceful. I was like, what is that? And the lady who I worked with, she was standing behind me. And I asked her, I said, did you feel that? She was like, no, what are you talking about? And I turned around, I was confused. The wind came past me and went back to a lounge. Mind you, when Jarell come and see me at work, he always go back to that lounge and wait on me to come back there and talk to him or whatever. And I was so confused, I didn't know what it was. And I got a call from his son's mother. And she was like, Mom, have you talked to Jarell today? Jarell calls me every morning, and his favorite thing is, good morning, beautiful. What you doing today? Have a good day. I love you. Every morning. That morning, he didn't call me. And I told her, I said, no, I haven't spoke with Jarell. She said, well, I saw on Instagram that he was shot. And I was like, shot? I said, let me call him. I called, no answer. I called, no answer. I text, no answer. I text his brother. No, I called his brother. And he was like, no, Mama, I haven't heard anything. So I called her back, and she was like, well, let me talk to the people who putting it up on Instagram. And it was true. You know, I was at work, and I called my husband. And I was so upset with my husband because I'm like, you work with the police department. You know these people find our baby, you know, because nobody knew anything. Nobody knew nothing. But these kids,
On social
Instagram,
media.
on social media.
That's
Social
crazy.
media. Yes. And
I'm sorry. So before you continue, how old is Jarell at this time?
Jarell's 20, he will be 26 this year. Jarell's 24.
Okay.
24. Like I said, I was upset with my husband. I was calling my sisters, my friends, and everybody because I'm not getting no information from nobody, no correct information. And a friend of mine called, and she was like, "Let me do some research." My husband doing his research. She's doing her research. She found out quicker than my husband, and she called me. She said, "Is Noonie there?" I said, "No, he's not here." I was like, "Why is he here?" And she was like, "WYKETIA, Jarell is deceased." That's how I found out.
So how long, I got to ask, how long from the first initial time that somebody called you and said something that he done got shot up until you knew for sure that it happened, that woman called you? How long of a time span was that?
Now,
approximately.
Let me say this. He didn't have any ID on him.
Okay.
When, he was
shot.
He didn't have any ID on him. So the paramedic asked his son, because he said the paramedic said my son looked familiar. He took a picture of my son and showed it to his son. And his son went to school with my child and said, "That's Jarell Adams." So to confirm it, they did a fingerprint while my baby laying on the ground. They did a fingerprint.
Damn.
And just to confirm
that is
Jarell. Yeah, and he was in the system. The detectives went to our old address. They went to an old address, realized that we did not live there. They did not contact me.
Wow.
I don't know if they even tried to locate me. You know how they got my number? These kids on social media.
Jesus.
A young lady called this detective because these kids were messaging me on Instagram and Facebook. And this girl, she was like, "I'm going to give him your number." And that's when they called me. My son was murdered at 1:30. That detective didn't call me until 6 p.m.
Wow.
1:30 in the morning or the afternoon?
1:30 in the afternoon.
And you didn't hear nothing from the police, detective, nobody. Coroner's office, nobody. Until 6 o'clock p.m.
6 in the afternoon.
So you didn't try to go to the police office, to the hospital, nothing?
No, because at that time, I didn't even know where my kid was. I didn't know.
Right.
I didn't
You were
know.
traveling the whole city.
Yes, and at that time, Peachy, to be honest, I don't know what was going on in my mind. Because for a minute, I was still thinking my child was going to walk through that door. This is not true. It got real because I couldn't even talk to the medical examiner or the what they call the chaplain. I couldn't talk to these people because I didn't want to really face it that my child is dead. I didn't. So I came home. When they picked me up from my job, I came home and I sat there at my sofa and I was thinking, my child walking through that door. My child coming. I mean,
you know, I have a question, and I'm so glad my good friend is in the building. Shout out to Jess Johnson. She asked a question. Can I ask what does your husband do with the police department? How in the world is he not? Were you not contacted? This is so wrong. But also, Jess, if you can in the chat, is it something that an EMT can do as far as in taking a photo of a deceased person? I get that you're trying to find out who John Doe is or Jane Doe, but is that something that is not part policy, but like known thing to do? Is send out a picture of someone. Please answer that in the chat for us if you can, because she's an EMT here in Minneapolis as well as a firefighter. So just want to know that question. But Miss WYKETIA, if you can and choose to, what degree is it that your husband works for the city?
Okay. Like I said, he's a part of the public safety as well. Now, the Atlanta Police Department is literally next door to the Department of Corrections. That you could say they are joined together. They are right there at each other. So my husband is he works for Department of Corrections.
Okay.
So I mean, and he knew people, but my son didn't have an ID on him. So they didn't know at first who he was until this EMT guy, son identified my son.
And I think that's a good thing that they did. Especially that to me it sounded like he was certain that he knew this face.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Now, if you just I don't know who this is, but let me take this picture and send it off, that's different. But he knew. He just didn't know no name. He didn't know no family. But I know my son gonna know who these people is. He don't have no idea on him. So we need to know. We need to let this family know that their son is out here. Yeah. So yes, I applaud him. I'm applauding. I applaud him for what he did. Because from 1:30 to 6 o'clock, baby, that's a long time.
Yeah.
To be sitting there hoping and praying that your son gonna walk through that door, because you have not. I don't care what social media then came and said. I don't care what your friends then came and said. You have not heard for certain until the police, the coroners, the doctors done told you, sorry, your son is gone.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I know that was a long period of time.
Yes.
So you heard from them.
Yes.
It was a long 5 hours, right?
Yeah, it was agonizing. You don't want to believe it. And then once you find out that it it's true.
It's a tough pill to swallow, right? Take your time.
Yeah.
Again, thank you for being as vulnerable. We appreciate that. And to disclose, guys, this is something that is, a tough thing to deal with loss from any degree, and especially a mother's loss. I would never know how that felt. I'm not a mother, one, but to lose someone so valuable to you is always a tough one, because then you have to think of like, oh well, did I do everything right? How was I preparing them this? And I would say yes, you did. I'm no one but another person.
I hate to cut you off, Jason. But I must say this. You are a part of PEACHY time. Okay, Jason? And I don't want you to ever say that again. That you're a mother. You are a father. You are a real deal.
That part, yeah. Very much so.
Pooley is a real deal father. Though if something happened to my kids right now, you best believe, I don't care what nobody say, Pooley gonna feel that same type of pain that I feel, because he been there since day one in this household. Done been around these kids just as long as I've been around these kids. Yes, I birthed them. Yes, they came out of me. But from the time that they came out of me, that I've known my kids, Pooley has known my kids too. And damn it, you was the same way. Just
100%.
Just like WYKETIA husband too. Mm-hmm. So I want you to know that. I love you. You
Absolutely.
My people. I love you. So don't feel no different. You is not no deadbeat daddy out here. You ain't no daddy out here that ain't doing that.
Not at all. Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? So
thank you for that.
You don't hurt the same way. No problem. I love you, Jason. I love you. I love you too, WYKETIA.
I love you too.
The spirit told me to tell Jason that.
Stop. Right. Yeah.
Just
Facts.
stop that right now. Stop it. But Wyketa, we're gonna go into a commercial break, a small commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna read off a couple comments. But at that time, I want you to come out and go ahead and let us know what happened with your son. Okay.
Okay.
Let us know what happened with your son. So y'all, we're finna get into a small commercial break. After this, we'll be right back, and Wyketa's gonna let you all know, Jason know, because she already told me, but she gonna reiterate it to me again. Okay, exactly what happened as far as what she was told that happened with her and them two other boys that we started this conversation off about. So here we go. Hold on, I done pulled up the wrong. Where that commercial at? Hold on, y'all. We coming. We coming. Not like we go one of them.
Having computer issues? Can't find a nearby computer store or tech? No need to worry, Computer Tech is a computer repair mobile service. Not in Georgia, no need to worry, Computer Tech can remote into your computer as well. Prices are starting as low as $40. Services are virus removal, data recovery, data transfer, hardware installation, software installation, computer tune-up, laptop and desktop, home and online. Contact 40440585515 and ask for Tony, and don't forget to tell them Ms. Peachy sent you.
Hey y'all, it's your girl, the missus with the kisses, baby. Mwah. Thank y'all so much for joining me and Jason tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if we got a special guest, thank you, special guest. I thank you for coming, sharing your story. But y'all make sure y'all watch us each and every Wednesday, okay? Each and every Wednesday, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Time. Where you said? You said where? Roku TV, Facebook, YouTube, and also Twitch, baby. Twitch. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Peachy Tea Time, time spelled with a Y. And make sure you also follow me on all the other platforms just as well. Thank you so much for joining us each and every Wednesday, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Time. Back to the show we go, baby. We going back. Bye. All right, y'all. We are back with Miss Wyketa. Miss Wyketa is in here joining us tonight, telling us her baby story. Jarell Adams, rest in peace to him. Such a handsome young man. Y'all see him behind me, right down at the bottom of the corner of me, right under Jason. Not Jason over there doing things, like not that Jason, but Jason on the picture. Yeah. So before you get into that, how you feeling right now?
I am good.
You're good. All right.
Yes.
I'm so glad that you're good. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, how did this all occur? Do you want to talk about the gist of everything that we spoke about on as far as the friends?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I would love to talk about it. My son was out here. Now, this new age of kids, they are into scamming. They call them scammers. That's what my son was out here doing. So he met up with these two guys that wanted to do a deal. Everyone was out here doing the fake PPP loans or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
My son was able to do that for them. And this young man who murdered my child received a check and didn't give my son his portion of that loan. They got to arguing about it. They was arguing about the money. My son, being who he is, he left it alone, forgot all about it. And one day they all got together getting ready to go out and do whatever they was going to do. And these two, the two guys, they live across the street from each other. They were more friends than Jarell was friends with them. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, they were more friends. Jarell didn't have license, so Jarell did not supposed to be driving. But whatever they was going out to do, Jarell was the driver. So this guy would have Jarell drive his car. So Jarell is in the driver's side. This other kid is in the passenger side, not the killer, another kid, his friend. So they're getting ready to leave. And the other friend goes, let's go back and pick up Kentrell. Now, these two been arguing about money. So I don't know what happened where they got the arguing again about this money, but this is what the detective was telling me. When they turned around and went back to pick up Kentrell, Jarell and Kentrell got the arguing. Now, Jarell, like I said, is in the driver's seat. The other guy in the passenger seat. Kentrell is standing outside of the car on the passenger side. They are arguing about this money. And supposedly, Kentrell said to my son, well, let's just fight about it. Let's just fight about it. Now, these days and time, most kids don't fight no more. They pick up guns.
Yep.
Now, I don't believe this story. I don't believe it. He said that when he told Jarell, let's fight about it, he said Jarell went to reach for something and he feared for his life. And you reach over your friend who's sitting in the passenger side of a car and shoot at my child twice. Only one bullet hit my son and it killed him instantly. I don't believe that story. This is what the detective was telling me. And the detective had the nerve to tell a mother whose son was just murdered that, oh, I believe this kid. He seems like a nice kid. And his grandparents are nice people. You guys didn't even take the effort to look for Jarell's parents, to get to know who Jarell was or his parents. All you saw was a felon. That's all you saw. They solved that case in a week. They closed it. The state of Georgia do have the law, stand your ground. He felt like he was threatened. They didn't find not one weapon, not a blade, not a knife on my kid. They found a phone, charger, and $12.50 on my child. Not one weapon. But you believe two friends who see each other on a daily basis, who live across the street from each other. You believe these kids. You didn't do enough investigation. That's how I feel about it. The whole story was just, it wasn't
Hearsay. Right. It was he said, she said. He said. It was all he said.
Yeah,
Them two can
Jarell
make the
said,
whole narrative. They can make the whole, nobody else there that can corroborate with it. It's just their story.
It was just their story. And I couldn't believe it because you're telling me this kid is a nice kid. I believe him. His grandparents, this man living with his grandparents, the other one living with his mother, don't have a job. None of them working. None of these kids are working. But they are nice kids. And you telling a mother who just lost her kid this? Like I said, you didn't even take the effort to find us. Them kids found us on social media. Them kids found Jarell's mother. They found me. But the detectives, they couldn't find me.
That's baffling. It's sad. It's
And
extremely
like I
sad.
said before, I knew they was going to use my son past against him. I knew it. That's why I did not entertain the media. I didn't get off into that stuff because I knew it. I knew it. My son did not deserve to die that way. He did not deserve to die that way. All three of those boys were out there doing wrong.
They was all doing the exact same thing, right?
All three of them, because they found stolen checks. They found stolen credit cards in the car. They found these things in that guy car. You know.
And did they
like
Did they pin that all on Jarell?
No, they did not pin it on Jarell. They did not pin it on him. But like I said, all three of them was in the wrong. You know, I'm not sitting here, taking up for my son because I knew what my son was out there doing. You have a lot of parents out here that's in denial. You have parents who have lost their kids and they feel like they want to tell the story. Tell the full story. You want to be out here and mentor these kids? Tell it. My son was doing drugs. My son was out here doing things that a lot of these kids are out here doing, scamming, drinking lean, popping pills. He was in that world. But you got parents, they're not going to sit here and tell these things. But you call yourself going out here mentoring these kids. Tell the truth. Get at these kids. Let them know, yeah, we know what you guys are doing.
Baby, when I tell you God is up in here tonight, because baby, when I talked to WYKETIA earlier, Jesus, when I talked to WYKETIA earlier, and WYKETIA, tell these folks I ain't lying. WYKETIA told me half the story, and I'm like on my phone, like, oh my gosh. And then WYKETIA says, I really don't want to come on and tell everything. I don't want them to feel this way about my son and all of this and that. And I told WYKETIA, and WYKETIA let them know if I'm lying. I told WYKETIA, I said, WYKETIA, I see where you coming from. Because yes, people will take what your child did and will ride with that to the end.
That's right. That's right.
I said, but WYKETIA, your son is not coming back. Your son is gone. You can make a difference in somebody's child life at this moment. I said either a parent is dealing with the fact that their child is like WYKETIA was grown already and they doing this senseless stuff. Okay, is there anything that I could do? Either they right there or they are over here in this other world where my child on his way.
Yeah.
He on his way down that path.
Yes.
And WYKETIA could come on here tonight and say something that these parents may have missed to where they can say, okay, let me try this way. Let me try it that way.
Yeah.
WYKETIA, am I lying?
No, you're not. And to say, Peach, believe it or not, a lot of these kids are out here doing that.
Yep.
And we try to turn our back on it or don't want to believe it. But this is something that these kids are doing now.
Exactly.
They are scamming. That's quick, fast money. They are doing lean, drinking this stuff. They are taking pills. If you really pay attention to your kids and they start acting different and they are angry at times, because at first I didn't know. I didn't know my son was out here doing this, the drugs. I didn't know. I just thought, what is wrong with this kid? When he come around, he's angry, He's always just hyper, And once I found out, I told him, you don't come around me high. Do not come around me with that.
I know that's right.
Yeah, don't come around me with that. And a lot of times we as parents, we don't want to make that feel like that's a reflection of us. And a lot of times it's not.
Say it.
It's not a reflection of us. if you've been that parent to be there and raise that kid. And like you said before, I used to get up and look at the news. I hope my child ain't on this news. I hope these people don't come to my job. I hope I don't get a knock at my door. And I said years ago to the Lord, I said, Lord, whatever you're going to do it. Do it. And I meant that, do it. And not to say that I prayed for my son's death. I didn't know what else to do. I've done all I can. So, Lord, do what you're going to do. It's in your hands. You know, whichever way it goes, it's in your hand. God gave me that strength and that peace long time ago, because this is the time that I will need it. And he gave it to me. And
Amen.
I am at peace with it. I am. I miss my son dearly. I miss him. I cry. But I understand it, and I'm going to live through it all. I am. And as the elders used to say, he's at rest right now. Because my son came to me, I think it was a week or two before his death. His eyes was bloodshot red, and he had been crying and said, Mama, I got to change my life. I can't continue to live like this. And before he came to me, he went to a friend of mine's house, and she called me, and she said, he's on his way home, but let me tell you, Jarell is crying out for help. He's crying out for help. And my son got that change. He couldn't fight it. He couldn't fight it here on this earth. Drugs can have a hold on you, and it's not easy to fight it off. And as a parent, to see your child trying to detox himself in a room crying, screaming, vomiting, sweating, in a fetal position, crying for me to help him, that's hurtful. That is hurtful to see your child going through this. And my son, he couldn't fight it. He had got too deep into it. But I still say, God was there that day when my son took his last breath, took care of my son. My son got
Fight's
over.
Change. Right.
Yeah.
Fight's over. Yep.
It was over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. You have an amazing story to tell.
Really,
Jason, there is a couple comments on here that I want you to read off. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and get into our tribute. Okay?
Absolutely.
Let's start with John Dales.
What do you say? He says, it's not a blade. I'm guessing this is a bad or a night that sound like from the beginning it was a setup. The other two boys in the law down south needs to really change. Too many people are getting off because they feel they were threatened when there were only ones who were initiated to kill. The boys should have gotten time. I agree with that one. He's basically just saying that law, that stand your ground law, is antiquated. I think it does need a revamp to it down there. But I mean, in senses, it does help a lot of people, though.
It does.
You know,
it does.
So it's kind of tough.
It does.
Right. It's a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? But again, from the go of it, in this pretense, hearing this side of the story and hearing it does sound like, well, in front of two people that no one else seen this happen, it's quick and easy for them. You know what I mean? But they know what it is. They know what's gonna happen to them. Yeah. Sounds like it was planned to me. Says Sabrina. Jess goes to say that if it's not for gun violence, it's overdose, etc. It's sad. It's reality, though. I see literally every day. Keep spreading the word, girl. Be a part of the change that the world needs. Now, again, she is an EMT here in Minneapolis, so She's seen exactly the words that you spew and the things that you're telling us of your story is similar, like similarities here in the city as well. Because I'm in Minneapolis myself. Well, suburb of Minneapolis. John Dell gives out hugs, and more hugs to you. TKO is in the building with us. Shout out to Ray and G. They say love you guys. ADP.
Hi, Ray.
Hi, Ray.
Throws things under the Atlanta Police Department throws things under the bus. They go on to state.
Wow.
And it's tough here. It is really tough hearing the story and hearing about your son. But however, when you speak to the addiction and you speak to him crying out and then wanting that last break, in my mind it was just like, man, he need that one last hustle so he can go. It was almost like a movie in my mind. It's playing out. He's like, let me get one last hustle.
Yep.
Grab this little quick stack and then I can go clean up and then make the right moves hereafter. And unfortunately, that move didn't go well.
Jason, because that's what he was like. I got to take care of one more thing.
Yep.
I got to take care of one more thing.
Let me get this money, probably a good couple racks, and he can go off and then be off with a brother or something. Go, because what could have happened, and I see it as big movie. It would have been a big move and a big movie because you said one's in free agency. I probably believe that one brother was like, come out here and help me get right. And I'll make sure that you get right. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's making me tear up right now. God damn. That's heavy. That's heavy.
How are your boys dealing with it now?
Well, my boys, I think they try to keep it to themselves.
Absolutely.
I didn't even see my husband break down, but one of the boys told me they saw it, because I understand it because I used to find myself getting up out of the bed, creep to the bathroom, and silent cry and break down because I didn't want them to see it. So I think they are the same way. They try to stay positive about this, because we knew Jarell, we knew he had addictions. We knew what he was fighting, with out here in this world. We knew this stuff. So they now, when they talk about him, they always talk about the funny stuff. When he used to get a whipping, when we all did this, and it's a laughing thing now. We laugh about the good times we had with Jarell, but they really don't show any emotions. They really don't. Now what they do behind closed doors is all on them. Yeah. But when times I am down, they be like, come on, old lady, it's gonna be all right. Jarell good,
And that's what I was gonna say. I'm sorry, Jason. That's what I was gonna say. You are a boy mom. Yes. You was in this household for several years as the only girl.
Several decades. I don't put years or decades. Yeah. Yeah, the oldest 2 or 3 decades.
But yes, and you held down the disciplinary. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So with that being said, to me, it sounds, and I could be wrong, but to me, it sounds like everybody in the household, including your husband, everybody trying to be strong for each other.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I was the one, the strongest one. I was the strongest one because, I've met parents that are, how can I say it, grieved and they're paralyzed. You got parents that can't get out their bed. You got parents who are just, them turn to drugs, alcohol, that done damage to their bodies because the stress and the emotion, and they're just torn. Mm-hmm. I thank God that I didn't get paralyzed for a long time.
Amen.
I in the beginning, when this happened, I was mad. I had thoughts in my head that I knew that wasn't me. You start thinking crazy stuff like, I want retaliation because I know these boys lie. You know, I even was mad at the police department. You know, I was thinking, I had wild thoughts, crazy
You
thoughts.
could have blew all their asses up. That's the thought.
Yes. Yes. I could have hired people to do stuff to these folks. I wanted his mother to feel what
I'm
I
feeling.
was feeling.
That part.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I came back to WYKETIA and I prayed to God. I prayed. And those feelings went away. I forgive those boys. And I pray to God that they have asked for forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I pray to God they have asked for forgiveness, but I never
Wow.
forgave them.
WYKETIA, I told you. I said, WYKETIA, you're going to be able to help some folks tonight. People have gone through the same thing that you're going through. And I know you can read, WYKETIA. You can see these comments that I'm putting up. Like Sabrina, I was the same way. You know, people that watch Peachy Tea Time, a lot of them have been through this.
Yes.
Going through it. Trying to figure out what to do. You know? Baby, I'm so happy you're here.
And you know what? I have to say this. But Ray helped me out a lot. I was already
TKO Worldly family.
Yes, I love Ray. I love her. I put a video out. I was hurting, and someone saw the video, and they contacted Ray. Ray immediately messaged me, and I got in touch with her. And that girl, when I went to her, I was a mess. When I left her home, I had a smile on my face. I felt good because I knew I had spoke with someone, sat down and cried out to someone who'd been through this, who really truly understand what I was going through. Because I don't have any friends that has gone through what I'm going through.
Mm-hmm.
So they really truly don't understand. They gave me that love, but I needed someone to understand what I'm going through right now. And Ray was that one. And I thank her so much. I thank her so much for inviting me to her home. I didn't know her. She didn't know me. But I went inside her home, her sacred place. And we had a conversation, a very long conversation. And I walked out of there with a smile on my face.
Shout out to Ray.
Shout out to Ray.
Ray out here doing her thing just as well. She was the person, TKO Worldly family. She is the lady, her and her husband. They came on Peachy Tea Time.
Yes.
They had the basketball tournament. They had the gala where I got all dressed up and all cute and stuff. Y'all remember that? And I said my little speech and everything. Y'all remember that? Okay. But it was something. I went with my husband. I went with my photographer. And I went with a young lady that lost their son to gun violence just as well. I said, I don't want to bring my friends this time. I want to bring somebody that I know for sure that's going to benefit from this. And I had never saw this lady in person a day in my life. Just spoke to her over the phone about coming on the show in the future. And I chose her, and she came, and Ray ended up knowing her. I'm like, girl, how you know her? How you know this lady? But she ended up knowing her and everything. And when I tell you, every person I went there with came out with something.
Yes.
It's like we all felt a different type of way coming out. And the best way I can explain it, and Watika, you tell me if I'm wrong.
WYKETIA.
The best way, WYKETIA, I'm sorry, WYKETIA. The best way I can explain it is inspiring. It made you want to do something different, rather something more, or look at, observe yourself, man in the mirror, it was something different. And it was something that I would never forget, and it will be stuck with me and a part of me for the rest of my life. It really, really will. When I saw y'all go up there and stand up there, girl, holding the pictures, and we had the moment for Jason. When they went up there, they were playing Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror.
That's heavy.
Man in the
That's
Mirror.
heavy.
And you see all the parents lined up across the stage, and they holding their baby's picture.
I'm singing a song in my head right now. I already got the whole visual.
Yes.
Right. That's beautiful.
It was something I would never, ever forget. Never. So, with that being said, look, TKO, right? I'm a young lady, Miss Peachy. You right the first time. You said it right, young lady. I love you, boo. Now we are about to get into your tribute. Let me take this down. Take it down so everybody can see every part of the tribute, baby. I love you, WYKETIA. I love you. And like I told you before, this would not be the last time me and you communicate. Okay? We will be communicating again. Trust and believe. We locked in. Okay. So here goes your tribute. This is just something from Peachy Tea Time to you. Everybody that's watching, this is your first time watching when I play the tributes. This is the time you might want to go get your tissue. No. You don't want to know be running this stuff and all that. This is how you want to get your tissue. Okay? So, WYKETIA, this is for you, baby. We love you over here on Peachy Tea Time. When we come back after this tribute, we're going to talk about how WYKETIA feeling right now.
Okay.
But here we go.
All I hear is raindrops falling from the rooftop. Oh, baby, tell me why'd you have to go? 'Cause this pain I feel it won't go away. And today I'm officially missing you. I thought that from this heartache I could escape. But I've running long enough to know there ain't no way. And today I'm officially missing you. Ooh, can nobody do me like you? I said every little thing you do. Hey baby, say it stays on my mind. And officially, it's official. Ooh, you know that I'm missing you, yeah. All I hear is raindrops, ooh, yeah. And I'm officially missing you.
That's for you, Miss WYKETIA.
Thank
you.
You
are so welcome.
Thank you.
I will be emailing you this to you after the show.
Okay.
You could do whatever you want to do with it. If you want to share it on your page, if you want to keep it just for yourself, share it with your husband, with your kids. It's all on you. It is yours. Okay.
Thank you.
How you feeling right now?
I am okay. I am doing better than I thought I would, but I am okay. Just like you said, I am healing very well. I am.
Yes.
I have to. Sometimes I wonder, like, are you okay? Are you really okay? You know, but I have to realize that I asked God for this strength and peace. I asked him a long time ago.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm
Just
going to
giving
stand
you
with
what
it.
you asked for.
Yeah. And
You
I
know?
want to thank you guys for allowing me to be here to share my son's story.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I was going
Absolutely.
to be very limited about what I say about
Yes,
my
you
child.
were.
But I am glad I have gotten it out. I
Yes.
have gotten it out. Yeah.
And that's what I told you when we spoke on today. To get it out, I said, I know you already felt like you had a burden lifted off of you, but to get it all out, it's like another burden lifted off of you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm honored that you came on here with us tonight. I'm honored that you was vulnerable with us tonight. You was truthful with us tonight. You didn't care what people thought. You didn't care if they judged you. All you knew is that I love my son.
Yes. Yes.
And if I can save someone else by telling my son's story, that's what I'm going to do.
And I hope that was done tonight. And I hope
Absolutely.
that is some parents out here who watching this, and I know they can relate to what our kids are doing out here. Our kids are fighting a battle. They're fighting many, many, many spirits and strongholds out here. And we have parents out here that really are doing their best. But I would like to say, you know, move out the way and let God take control of it.
Absolutely.
Just
Amen. Amen.
Yeah. It might hurt.
Yeah.
Something may happen, but just move out the way.
Exactly.
Because we
Continue to
keep
pray.
trying. Yeah, we keep trying and putting the wear and tear on our body, and like I said, fighting a battle that's something that we not even supposed to be fighting.
Talk about it.
You better say it.
What?
You better say it.
Just yeah. But
Yeah.
thank you guys so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, I always make sure that when I have a guest that they always end the show. And I'm gonna tell you what to say, girl. Don't even worry about it. I got it.
Okay.
But before we go, Jason, is there anything that you want to say before we go?
Oh man, you already know the deal, man. Thank you all for coming here. But someone said, Jess said it. She says, God is good all the time. Amen. All the time, God is good. Amen.
Yeah.
I got downloaded by something, not by something, but by God earlier in the show, and I just been holding on to it. And what came to me is he's no longer struggling, right? And I think at one point you felt that weight lifted. So that's why I think it's easy for you, because the flesh is a terrible thing to deal with. Either you can hold on and fight through it, or sometimes some people just really can't beat that battle, whether if they got into a good place or not, right? Like, say if he did get into a good place, that word you just used, that stronghold will always be on him, and some people really cannot fight that for a lifetime. You know what I mean? Because he would have to fight that for a lifetime, and maybe he's just not built like that, and he's needed on another parallel that doesn't work for us on a fleshly space. So know that, absolutely. So he's needed in other places beyond what we know in this realm, right? He's a protector of sorts. So I believe that while we don't have him here, or you guys don't have him here in this present form, you guys have him there in another form that's gonna be a very protected layer, while your other boys, his brothers, travel amongst the realm that he was already in. So a lot of them that are gonna touch those places are gonna know already. Like, my brother been through this. I know what it looked like. I'm a step back. So that's just a fair, like, you know what I'm saying? That's just a further anointing over your family. And it's a blessing that you guys have such a strong personality is the word I'm thinking of right now, but like spirit that's going to be covering all of you guys as you travel through the rest of your lives. So amen to you guys. And thank you again for how vulnerable you were. So we appreciate you here.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank
Now,
you.
Jason, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull you down, and hopefully you can stay just a couple seconds after we.
I got you.
Okay. Woman to woman, baby.
Okay.
Woman to woman, mother to mother. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank
I'm
you.
so sorry that you lost your baby. I'm so sorry. But again, like I told you over the phone, even if you would have called me at 7:00 p.m. Eastern time and said, I can't do this, you helped me. You showed me something just by telling me your story over the phone. You showed me how strong a mother can actually be. My mama is so strong, but she never lost a child. And for you to have lost a child and still be able to come up here and tell his story, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. From me, from Peachy Tea Time, from my Peaches and Mr. Peachless, from everybody that's watching tonight. Thank you. You are a tremendous mother. Like you said, at the end of the day, when God calls you home, he's definitely going to say, well done. Well done. So I would love for you to end the show. And what I want you to talk to, I want you to talk to the two men that was there that night. And whatever you was feeling back then, leave it back there.
That's right. That's right.
Leave it back there. I want you to talk to the two men in the form of the mom that you are today, August 23rd, 2023. And when you're done, I will know. Because you're going to say, okay, Peachy girl, thank you. But you're going to say, so let me know, girl. And then we're going to go straight into my outro. And then, like I said, I want you to stick around just for 2 minutes after I end the broadcast so we can talk. But here you go, girl. It's your time, WYKETIA. You have held in so much. Now it's time. If you can say anything to these two gentlemen right now, because you best believe, I got to bring Jason back up for this part right here. Okay. Jason, tell WYKETIA they watching.
Right. You know they are, man.
We got favorite part of the show.
We got a bunch of numbers up here, right? We got a bunch of numbers. They be out, like you said, they all on social media, so they watching. We see you watching.
Yeah.
And we understand that sometimes this should be eating at your heart. You be trying to I'm gonna hold it down and be at the nah, man. You see what it did. You know what it did. Imagine if it was your people's. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they watching. Something gonna happen. That law ain't gonna hold you too much. You're gonna get double jeopardy somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Something gonna happen.
It's a given. Sorry, but not sorry. You can't go through life and do something wrong and think that you're gonna come out on top.
That part.
And
it's literally impossible.
And a lot of people think that they can go in life and do things and hurt people and get away with it. But it has been proven time after time.
Yeah.
It's going to come back. It's going to come back.
Yeah. And I got to say this. You may not know how it's going to come back. It may not even come back on you.
That's right.
You may get old and gray, can't move, but guess what? You still got a heart.
Yeah.
You still got some form of a heart.
Yes.
And when that hit your home in your backyard,
yeah,
and you realize ain't nothing you can do.
Yeah.
But one thing, there's only one thing. Hold on. I got to bring y'all down. I'm bringing you back up, WYKETIA. There's only one thing that you're going to be able to do, baby. One thing only is get on your knees, baby. You going to have to get on your knees and pray to God and ask God to forgive what you have done. You're going to have to repent. Because it's going to be stuck to you. Think what you have done is stuck to you now? Baby, wait till it come back on somebody who you truly, truly, truly love, who you did not expect this to happen to. You ain't going to be able to do nothing but get on your knees to God and say, God, I surrender. I'm sorry. And you're going to truly mean it. But until then, baby, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you, you know? You shouldn't have did what you did.
Yeah.
But the time gonna come. It's gonna come.
Yeah.
Okay. YKETA, I hope I ain't take the words that you was gonna say. But
You actually did. You know it. You actually did, but it's okay. I can repeat some of that.
I know that's right, boo. I know that's right. So I'm gonna come down again. I would know when you finish. Baby, say what you got to say. Here we go. And make sure you let people know. I'm sorry. Make sure you let people know where they can find you. You know, as far as social media wise, if they want to come to you and ask you to come and tell your child's story, if you choose to, you know, go ahead and let them know where they can find you. All right, y'all. Bye. Here we go. YKETA, it's your time to shine, baby.
What I would like to say to Leonard and Contrell, I forgive you guys for what you did to my son. I am a believer, and I'm always going to believe that you have to forgive one another. I just pray to God that you guys truly and honestly ask God for forgiveness for what you guys did. And repent. Change your life over. Go out here and be productive citizens. Make a difference in this world. It's too much going on out here. You guys, get your life together. Get it together. I don't even know if you already have, but if you have, please, please, please ask God for forgiveness for what you did to Jarell. God is a forgiving God. He's a forgiving God. All right, Peaches, I'm done.
Peachy Tea Time is for the culture. If you or someone you know that has dealt with the death of a loved one due to gun violence, domestic violence, the prison system, or even by the police, Peachy Tea Time also provides a platform for missing person cases as well as wrongfully imprisoned inmates. Please like and share this video to get the word out, so the families can get their loved ones' stories out. Email peachyteatime at peachyteatime@gmail.com. You can also DM, inbox, or text to 470-620-9916. Thanks for watching.
Hey, y'all. If y'all want to be just like YKETA and the rest of the families that have came on Peachy Tea Time, told their loved one's story on how they was murdered through gun violence, domestic violence, the prison system, or even by the police, missing person cases, suicide cases just as well, hit me up, okay? Hit me up, DM me, message me through Messenger, email me. Y'all just saw the email. Call me, you saw the phone number, okay? And you can get up here just as well. And either three things. Either you already healed and you can bring awareness to others, or you can start level 2 of healing, or this can be your first time starting your healing process. I love you guys. Bye. Thank you, YKETA.
Return, Peachy return. Peachy return. Peachy return. Peachy return.